Peter Berg and Mark Wahlberg have a nice partnership together. This, Mile 22, is the fourth film that they have collaborated on after Lone Survivor, Deepwater Horizon and Patriots Day. Now I think those three movies are pretty good, particularly Deepwater Horizon, which is probably the best of the bunch, and they seem to have this knack of bringing these true life tragedy stories to the big screen and doing remarkably well with it. This time they've moved into a more fictional realm in the form of this super secret agency that works behind that veil of the government, and they kind of do the missions that need to be done, but they can't do it because of the political aspect round about what they are doing. And we get an opening scene where they're targeting a house. We get this team of like 6 people and the background staff that are all watching them as they take down these possible terrorists. And then we jump a period of time to a situation where this low-level police officer surrenders himself at a consulate, and it turns out that he has all this crazy information that could help bring down various governments and whatever and whatnot. And they need to get him from A to B safely, with everybody outside of the consulate wanting to kill every single one of them. And that's the basic plot. You don't really need much more than that. That's a good setup. So we have Mark Wahlberg here, who we know what he can do in action movies and is genuinely pretty enjoyable. And we also have, which was a really exciting factor for me, Iko Uwais from the Raid movies. This guy is terrific in almost everything I've seen him in, and it was nice to see him appearing in a kind of Hollywoodized, big budget action movie. I was hoping that he would bring his kind of action along with him. Now, most of the action that Wahlberg does is gunplay as he's running about like a proper soldier, not too much hand-to-hand combat, which is the smart option, because when you've got Iko Uwais in your movie, this is the guy that's going to outshine everybody with hand-to-hand combat. And the action is varied throughout the movie. You get some nice fight scenes with Uwais, particularly one where he's handcuffed to a bed with a couple of assailants, and that is very inventive, very bloody, kinetic, in your face, and you can quite clearly see what's happening. Other action set pieces throughout the movie aren't quite as clear cut as this. We have one that is set within a sort of tower block of flats. As they're moving down it, a couple of them get separated, and then it seems to be all over the place. It's hard to get a logistical grab of where everybody was or where they are or how they have got so separated in the space of a few seconds. It just seems out there, and you can't really tell why they're doing certain things, how far distances are, and it just becomes like hard to tell what's really going on. There is some fight scenes where they do the shaky cam and they really go for it, and it's hard to really figure out what's going on, and you know that there is some cool action behind this, and it's frustrating because you're like, I know what Uwais can do, let me see it, but they're too busy trying to make it in your face, bloody, gritty, and overly actiony, the kind of thing that we've seen done before and done better. Step back, let us see the action. We've seen Gareth Evans do it in the Raid movies. Do it here. More of a budget. You can quite clearly be able to do it if you wanted to. The plot itself is interesting for the most part, but I feel is let down by the finale of it, where it kind of twists everything around a little bit in a way that I wasn't fully engaged with. Because I'm with this team all the way through the movie, I am happy to see them. I want to see what they're going to go through, and it feels kind of like a big budget adaptation of an old TV show, you know, similar to The A-Team. That kind of aspect. You have a group of folk that have worked together for years that do the kind of jobs that nobody else can do or is able to do. The action's fun. The best thing about it is 134 minutes, and that's with credits. You take that away, it's even shorter. You get some nice action set pieces. You get some hard to tell what's going on set pieces. The pacing is fairly well set out, and it's easy to go with. But ultimately, I left the cinema disappointed. You know, you had Peter Berg, you had Mark Wahlberg, you had Iko Uwais, you had the makings of a fantastic movie, and it just drops the ball ever so slightly. But it's nothing to really do with the actors. It's more to do with some of the script problems that it has that to go into would be a little bit spoilery, and some of the direction and the action set pieces. It's unfortunate because I really did like the character that Mark Wahlberg plays. This James Silver character was nice. He is a almost social pariah. He has no concept of tact, and he just goes full force constantly at everybody, aggressive, in your face, not beating around the bush, so to speak, just being constantly, you know, abrasive. And it was an interesting change of pace for the actor, and it really did work. It's a character that you could understand his machinations and you would go with the way that he was, and it felt interesting and somebody that I would like to have seen further adventures of if this one was really a solid movie, which it wasn't. Ultimately, I left the cinema feeling a little bit down after this. I feel it was wasted talent on this, and I don't think the movie came together exactly how I wanted it to, which was a letdown. I would love to know your opinion of the movie. For me, this thing gets a 2.5 out of 5, and even then, I think I'm being a little bit generous with it, just because of who's involved and how much I actually do like their stuff. As I said, let me know your thoughts on the movie, and I will see you next time on Man vs. Film.